Welcome back to Live With, brought to you by Species Nutrition. Visit speciesnutrition.com. I'm Dave Palumbo, and before we start, I want to just thank, for this great Be Huge shirt, my friend Jidovic Radek from Be Huge Shops at gymtarget.com. All the way overseas, sent me this beautiful shirt. Thank you very much. Everyone's been sending me shirts. If you want to, wear a shirt of yours, and you like have a cool design, feel free to send it to me. You can email me at huge285@aol.com. I'll give you a number. Today's guest, though, is going to be a good one. We always love having Andre Ferguson here because when he comes on, the sparks fly. What's up, my friend?
What's going on, brother?
All right, you know what you're here for. Brandon Hendrickson was on the show last week, or a week and a half ago, and we were talking a little bit about, his competition, a couple of the wins that he racked up recently. And of course, the name Andre Ferguson came up, as you knew it had to, because, you beat him at the Arnold, you beat him at the Olympia. And my question to him was, can you beat Andre Ferguson? And he emphatically stated yes, that he was better than you and he had better structure than you. And you didn't take kindly to those comments on your Instagram.
Dave, he could have answered that question 1,000 different ways. He could have still bigged himself up without throwing shade. Whenever they interview me and they ask me about that guy, I big him up, man. I show him love in these interviews. So I guess he's got animosity built up now because he's lost 4 straight times to me. So I guess now he feeling some type of way now. I guess he feel he want to throw some shade now. And look, Dave, he even tried to add in at the end, oh, and he got no legs. Yo, Brandon been training his legs for 1 year now. He think he the man. Everybody used to clown him on his legs. Now all of a sudden he been training legs for a year. Now he flosses them. It's 30 fucking degrees out. This guy rocking shorts. Come on, man.
Now, in defense of Brandon Hendrickson, he did rack up a couple of wins, but you did beat him pretty handily at the Arnold. No one thought that it was close. It was pretty unanimous on the scorecards. It was you.
Dave,
what?
Dave, don't nobody care about those wins he just got, bro.
Why do you say that?
He's saying it's redemption. Dave, he's saying after Hawaii, he's saying, oh, I redeemed myself as redemption. Yo, you cannot redeem yourself unless you beat the guys who beat you, Dave. And I thought it was business. If it was business, then what are you talking about redemption for? Mm-hmm. It should be on to the next if it's business.
That's right. So
he's so blessed to win. Whatever.
Come Olympia time, can Brandon Hendrickson beat you?
Fuck no.
Why not?
Dave, he's taken 4 L's in a row and gets no first place votes. The judges are letting you know that I am clear cut better than him, Dave. It's not, I don't even have to give my opinions. He says that he's got a better structure, he's got a more appealing look. That's cool if him and his girlfriend think that, but the people who matter don't think that, Dave. The people judging the show don't think that.
When you assess his physique, let's be honest here. Do you like his physique? Do you think he's got?
Yo, the kid looks great, Dave. And like that's the thing, Dave. I'm not gonna come up here and say he doesn't have a dope physique. He does. He just can't beat me.
Right. Is it mindset or is it physique wise or is it a little of both?
It's both. These guys are focused on me, Dave. I'm focused on winning.
Right.
Yo, look. You see us having a little squabble on the stage at the Olympia that Steve basically had to get in the middle of or whatever. But what's happening is, when you're posing, Dave, and you see everyone start moving close together and then you can't open up your poses all the way?
Right.
So we're in the back pose and everyone crowds up the space so I can't open the back pose. So what I do is I just take a step back. This way I can still pose my back.
Right.
Fully. I'm not going to do a narrow pose because everyone's spaced up. I'm going to give myself some space by backing up. This way I'm being respectful to competitors and not elbowing everybody. Mm-hmm. So cool. I step back. He steps back too. So now we're right back on top of each other again. Right. And I look at him, I'm like, what are you doing? Yo, Dave, verbatim, this is what he says to me. Verbatim. I'm doing everything you're doing. So, Dave, that's how much I'm on your mind, that you're doing everything so what? What I do, you're going to do. It's not going to benefit him, bro. He needs to do his own shit.
So you think you're basically saying you're kind of leading the way there and all these other guys are chasing you. Is that what you're implying?
I'm not necessarily implying that. I'm implying that that kid can't beat me.
Right. And do you think that's messing with his head a little bit? Do you think that's why he came on and was very, confident about the fact that he feels he can beat you?
No, because look, Dave, he had nothing to say after the Arnold. But what happened? He got 2 little bullshit ass wins, and then he's starting to hype himself up again. Now he's pumping his chest up again. Now he's feeling like he the man. But it's like, dude, you won shows. Look, Hawaii. We'll take Hawaii, for example. Not one person in that lineup even placed top 5 before in the show, Dave. You should win that show. Like, there's no doubt about it. You should have had a perfect score in that show. Okay. Now you go to Gov Cup. The competition was better. But, Brandon, you should have hands down beat them. But now, there's one person in that show, Joseph Lee. Yo, Joseph Lee's physique is dope, Dave. I tell everybody, Jumanji, Joseph Lee, that guy, like, he gets overlooked sometimes, but the guy's physique is dope. So Brandon beat him there. Then what happened after that? Brandon lost to him. And, like, they're trying to make a big deal of Joe beating him when, yo, dude, it was a coin flip the first time. And if you ask me to assess both of them, this is being non-biased, dead honest, Dave. From the front, they basically look the same. Besides, Joe was full to the max. Yo, dude, his fullness is epic, Dave. Like, this dude comes in, his shoulders and his chest just look unreal how full he is. And then from the back, Dave, Brandon has a thicker back than him. But Brandon's narrow in the back, and Joe was so tight and peeled in the back, it made Brandon look soft.
Right. He's got a freak. Joe's got a great physique. You're right. Are you concerned about him?
Yo, I think everybody should be concerned with him in the top 5, top 6, top 7. That guy, yo, he's legit, Dave. He's not no chump. He's legit. But it's just like this, Dave. Last year in Chicago when he went against Serge. Serge came in. Look, Serge structurally cannot come nowhere near to Brandon. But Serge was so peeled, he made Brandon look soft and out of shape. Same thing that happened with Joseph.
Right. Now, let me ask you a question. When I look at your physique and Brandon's, they're very similar. When I look at Joe's physique and Jeremy Buendia, they have a very similar look to each other. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I got you.
Now,
I agree. Which one did they?
Yeah. Now, when the judges assess physique, when you guys are so close like that, what's the deciding factor? I think there's a mental component to who wins that. I think that's why Jeremy is so militant when he's up on that stage. He's all business. You might not like the guy, but the guy is all business when he's up there on that stage, you know.
And not for nothing, I love that about him, man. I love that about him. Like, all business, bro. He's all business. He came there to win. He's letting everybody know he came there to win. He's not there to play around. We could be friends before the show. We could be friends after the show. But we ain't singing Kumbaya and holding hands while we on the stage.
I like it. You know, it's funny, the men's physique guys have more energy and more, like, you know, gusto and more, you know, like camaraderie and also animosity towards each other than the bodybuilders. I wish the bodybuilders talked smack like this and really, you know, went head to head. It seems like there's more competition in men's physique than there is in any other division.
That is the reason why, Dave. Everyone's closer in this division than the other ones. But I know you see Nathan out there. Nathan Daasha and all of them dudes from New York going at it right now.
Yeah,
and Nathan ain't sitting down for nothing on these dudes. He posted a video last night rocking a Yankee fitted, playing Jay-Z in the background. I love this shit, dude. I fucking love it. You're like me. You like smack talk. I think it adds a little excitement to the game. But it's not even that. I like it. Listen, eventually people got to back it up. And you know me. I back up everything I say. I'm not all talk. Everything I tell you I do, I've done. I've done.
You're right. All right, let's take...
Now you can take someone like Brandon now. He's all talk. When we got off the stage last year at the Olympia, he's like, oh, I'm going to Classic anyway. Like, he tried to poo-poo the fact that he got third, and he tried to downplay it like he didn't care that he got third because he's going to Classic. Season starts. Where you at, Brandon? You ain't in Classic. But yet he could climb every division though, Dave. Like, whatever, man. Whatever.
We'll see. All right, let's.
He just yap to yap, bro. They think it's cool at the moment to say what they say.
Right. But you know, I have to admit that you have a lot of confidence in yourself, and because of that, you do deliver. So that's why I think people can get behind you, because no matter what you say, as outrageous it is, it always seems to come true for some reason.
Because, yo, Dave, I know what my abilities are. When I say something, I'm confident in my abilities because I know what they are. And guess what? I also have the track record that proves it. So when you ask me something, I'm going to break down the stats for you too. Like, I'm not just going to say, oh, I'm the man. I'm going to tell you, well, I'm going to win because of this, 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 and this. And you can't dispute those things, Dave. It's what I'm going to say is not subjective. I'm going to say things that aren't subjective.
Right. We like you. We love your confidence. Let's move to another subject, because you've been going I mean, most people, and back in the day, in my day, okay, when I would go out on the scene, in the off season, I would get hired for guest posing appearances. So I would go to different shows. They would pay me to do a seminar. I would do a guest posing at the night show, and it was all, fun and dandy. Nowadays, it doesn't seem to be as many guest poses, but you're doing a lot of paid appearances. Tell us a little bit about where you've been traveling and what you've been doing.
Right now, like we got a nice little run coming up. We got Texas, Kentucky, Pittsburgh. Then I'll be at the New York Pro with everybody. Then I'll be back in Miami, and then Texas again after that. But dude, basically I'm doing all the same things besides the guest posing. I just don't pose. I do everything with the posing. You got a little seminar going on, cool. I'll show up to that. I got an appearance at a supplement store for 3 hours doing that. Like, you guys want me to go to the gym, I'll go lift for 3 hours, 2 hours with a bunch of fans or whoever. Basically all the same things besides I don't guest post.
That's great, though. Do you enjoy that, all the traveling?
Yo, I do. It gets tiring after a while, but I do. But see, me, I'm getting it all out the way now, Dave. So when I'm get deep back into my Olympia prep, all that shit is cut out already.
Right. But you know what? A lot of guys don't even have the opportunity to do what you're doing. So in a sense, you're actually doing more than most athletes out there are, and you're promoting yourself, obviously. You're making a name for yourself. You're becoming more popular. Where's the payoff on this whole thing? Obviously, there's some prize money, but it's not a lot. Where do you see yourself really, fishing around? What do you see as the golden goose at some point?
See, look, Dave, right? The difference between me and a lot of other guys is I'm on salary from all these companies, and all my expenses are paid. There's a lot of dudes out here that are using their own money to travel for these shows. That's why they can't compete a lot. These dudes that are basically, I don't want to say broke, but they're not really getting money because they're not realizing. That's the business side of me, Dave, that comes in. Because people keep forgetting, I got a bachelor's degree in finance. So that's the business side. Like, I've learned how to get to the money. So as of right now, like, I make good money out here, Dave, and I'm about to be making better money out here. So I just figured out how to get to the money and get paid off of it. Yo, Dave, you can't just hit me up and want to give me a free product for me to post it on my IG page. That shit don't tickle my fancy no more. You can keep the free product.
Right. So you want to get paid. You want to show me the money, basically.
Listen, Dave, those people want me to post it because they either want attention or they're trying to get money off of it, right? Right. So why shouldn't I get something out of the deal too for that, Dave? Right. You're right. And especially at this point in your career, when you're at the elite of the elite levels in men's physique, you should get paid now. Do you have any advice for people out there who are getting into it, how to get people to give them money? You have to build a platform, Dave, where people believe what you're selling. Because if you have no integrity to yourself, people just think you're selling them a dream and you're just a salesman. And you can't try to sell people everything. So the way I've done it is, number one is if I don't believe in the product, I won't even touch it. I won't even come near it. Right. I don't care what you're paying me. I don't care what you're paying me. I won't come near it. The next thing is I don't promote everything. So say I do post something up. People believe that, well, number one is he probably uses the product. And number two is it's probably a damn good product if he's the one trying to sell it to us. Right. I think, and that's a smart way to be. I was always the same way. I wouldn't sell anything that I didn't believe in and that I didn't like. I would take advertising on maybe on RxMuscle, but I wouldn't do a personal endorsement type of video for it or something like that. I like how you said that, Dave, because you would take the advertising for it, but I'm not going to endorse it. Right. Like, I love Quest protein bars. Everyone knows that, and I don't get paid for them to say that. But when they were advertising with us, that's one thing. But I would do personal testimonials because I like the bars and I think that they were really good, and that's not my company. So I think you're right. If you have integrity and you stick to your guns and your moral convictions, I think that people, your brand becomes stronger. And I think that's a good message to send to young guys that are starting out. Stick to your moral convictions about what you believe in, because down the road it will pay off for you. Yes, and another thing is, everyone wants something without working for it. So too many people have their hand out, but they have nothing to offer you. So if you have your hand out, the first thing you should do before you put your hand out is you should tell these companies what you can offer them.
I agree. Very good. Very good advice.
And then another one is a lot of people want to get paid for things when they haven't built a platform. So it's like this, Dave. How can I pay you if I know none of the money I'm paying you I can get back?
Thank you for saying that. It's very smart. As a company owner myself, I tell people that all the time, and I don't know if they get insulted, but I'm like, I can't sponsor you if I'm not going to make any money back from sponsoring you, if I'm going to lose money. So
how am I going to be paying you expenses, paying you a salary, but none of the money comes back? And look, Dave, there's quantitative value and there's value that you can't quantitate. So it's like, all right, we can use a coupon code and we can see that money coming in. But then if say you sell a product and you get another store or another company to want the product because of you, we can't quantify that value.
Right.
And every company knows that, but every company still wants to be able to quantify something.
Sure. Well, I tell people that all the time. If I put a commercial on one of our TV programs for a supplement company, I can't track how many hits they're getting from it, but I'm giving you branding and brand awareness, especially if the video is getting 15, 20,000 hits, you're getting a lot of brand awareness. And that's worth something, you know.
100% true, Dave.
Yeah. All right, well, so you're going to be pretty busy up until the Olympia prep starts, and then obviously you're cutting it off, and Andre's going to be preparing for the Olympia title this year. Now, have you spoken with Jeremy at all? Have you been going back and forth at all? I know you guys talk sometimes. How's he doing with the pec injury?
I talk to the champ all the time, man. Honestly, in my opinion, if you're going to ask me, he hasn't verbalized this to me yet, but if you would ask me, I think he's going to sit it out.
Really? You don't think he's going to do it, huh?
Because Dave, he's climbing an uphill battle, man. Like I told everybody, don't doubt the heart of a champion, and he's back 3 months earlier than he was supposed to be. But yo, Dave, I just feel he has too much ground to try to make up. His body's been atrophying for like 4 months, Dave. So he's got to put the muscle back on and then peel it back down, all in the amount of time he has.
Right. It's tough.
I'm not saying he can't do it, Dave. But do it and be 100, 110% is going to be, that's going to be a challenge, man.
Yeah. No, you're right.
And honestly, if I was him, thinking about this, Dave, if he sits out, I still didn't, like, whoever wins didn't beat him.
Right.
I didn't beat him. Brandon didn't beat him. Raymond didn't beat him. We didn't beat him. So, in all reality, next year, you're still even with him. Nobody's above anybody because, yeah, you might be the reigning Mr. Olympia champion, but you didn't beat the champ.
Right. Right, I see what you're saying. Well, it would make for an exciting Olympia in 2019, that's for sure, if he did sit out and say.
Because, Dave, say he shows up 90%, right? That's such a hit to your brand, losing at 90%.
Right. You're right. Well, you're a businessman. You're a businessman, and obviously that would be a business decision for him to make. Hey, am I going to lower my brand value if I compete at less than my best? And we know he's not going to. There's no way he can get back to what he was last year, but he can get close. The question is close enough? So I'm sure he's going to wait till the last minute to make that decision. Don't you think?
Oh yeah. And I think that's what he should do. I don't think he should make no decisions now at all. I think he should wait till about 8 weeks out, and then because look, I guarantee you the Olympia would let him sign the contract and then pull out from the injury if he needed to. Right. So I would just sign the contract, and then like 8 to 6 weeks out, if I don't think I'm going to nail what I need to nail, then I would tell them then I'm pulling out.
Yeah, that's a good strategy.
He's going to have the doctor's note. He has the injury, so it's like you can't pull out from the Olympia if you sign the contract. But if you have an injury and it's on paper, then yeah, you can pull out and they won't penalize you. Sure.
Ask, what's her name? Shanique Ranch. She pulled out twice because of injuries. So.
Yeah. Oh, man. Wow.
Well, Andre, it's a pleasure to always speak with you and to get your very strong opinions on everything. I'm so happy you're doing well with the endorsements and the traveling. Enjoy. And we'll have you on, I'm sure, before you start your Olympia prep.
Number love, fellas. Number love.
All right. Any words to your fans out there?
Oh, man. No, just keep training hard, man. Go after what you want to go after in life, man. Nothing's overnight success, no matter what you do. Be consistent with whatever you're doing, man, and you'll find the promised land.
And on those wise words, that'll take us to the end of another episode of Live with Brought to you by Species Nutrition. Visit speciesnutrition.com. I'm Dave Palumbo. For Andre Ferguson, we'll see you next time.